So yo guys, what's up? Today I'm going to tell you how to double flip reset or triple flip reset or just multiple flip reset in general. And if you watch it all, just make sure to like. That's all I ask. As you know, we're on the road to 1 million subscribers, racing to loop. So yeah. Also, the timestamps will be in the description for like all the stages, because for some reason when I play I cannot talk at the same time, so I'm sorry about that. Also, one last thing, I'd say the minimum rank for this is only like Diamond 2 or something, or like you can give it a go if you're below, but like if you're in silver, maybe leave it and like learn how to air dribble first consistently. Don't know. I mean, golds could probably do it. Say gold is probably the minimum rank, yeah. Okay, so if you're not in gold, don't do it. Oh wait, mate, if you're not in, yeah, if you're below gold, don't do it. Just go watch an air dribble tutorial. Yeah, so the setups first. Just get it like right here. So first, to set it up, the speed you want to bring it at is just about the speed where the lines go away, or like the balls boost. You see the way it's got like white lines there? When they kind of fade away, that's obviously not it, but when they fade away, that's when you want to like do it, or when you want to, you know, stop hitting the ball up. And then when you're coming off the wall, alright, so let's just set it up here. So this is around an okay speed, and then when you hit it, you just brake afterwards, so that, you know, like you give a bit of distance between you and the ball, because if you don't brake, it's just a bit harder to get the reset because you're going a similar speed. Like I didn't get it there, so I don't know, like especially when you're learning, you want to get the reset every time, be as consistent as you can, so like it's a lot easier to get the reset there. Anyway, also when you're setting it up, it's a lot easier to do it near the goal, because like say if I'm doing it up past the halfway line, I kind of like lose speed anyway. Oh yeah, and also try not to hit the roof. Alright, so next thing is the stall. So you're gonna go to controls and change arrow left or arrow right. Like I assume you already have this down, because just put them on L1. Well, that's what I do. I use normal controls because I can hit all the like X, circle and triangle with my thumb at the same time. It's not actually that hard for me, but for some people they don't have like bendy thumbs, and they just have to change their boost or power slide to like R1. So if you use that, just change it to the other one, because it's a lot easier to use. That's what like Squishy does, and Justin, they do that. But anyway, so yeah, once you have your arrow left or arrow right as L1, you're ready to do it. So if you hold your binding, so this is how to do this still real quick, which is basically this, how you get underneath the ball. And I can do it like pretty consistently, even though my dead zone is on 14, it's lower on PC, because yeah, if it's on 14 or like I'd say about 7 on PC, that's probably the minimum you can do it, because if you go to 0, you just backflip like what? I'm not even touching anything, and it's just don't do 0 or whatever you do. Put it at least 5, like, but if you want to stall, put it as like, if you're on PS4 like me, console, but when I'm playing on PC, I use 7, and I can still stall. But it's just, the lower the dead zone is, the harder it is. So when you have to stall, like you just hold the button, and then hold there. So if you're doing arrow right, you want to put your left analog stick to the left, so you're doing this, And then if you put both of them together, you go like this. Whereas if you are doing arrow left, you want to go this way, or this way, I mean, sorry. But it's, in my opinion, it's just easier to use it this way. And also, if you can, just try get used to like not using regular arrow to spin. Like especially when you're freestyling, it's just a lot easier to, when you're getting under the ball, just to use arrow. Anyway, next is so we've done the setup. Next we have to try and get the first reset, so as long as you're leaving a bit of space between you and the ball, you're fine. And realistically, it's not that hard to do. Or well, at the start it may seem hard, but it only took me like 2 hours to like actually learn this or get it consistently when I did learn how to do it. Which wasn't actually that long, but it was like a few months ago. And it's definitely not as hard as the other one, like that one. That one's a lot harder. So the stall one is a lot easier. So if you don't want to try get the reset and you want to just go from the ceiling, you want to like fall from the ceiling and like as you're under the ball, or like line yourself under the ball, and you get your you get the next flip. It's just practice. Just do this like maybe 50 times, and you'll know 50 times well, and you'll notice like you get it more consistently every time. And after that, it's just practice really. Alright, so when you're trying to get the second one, I feel like you should do a spin, or like a tornado spin, but like an inverted one, or not an inverted one, just this is a stall tornado spin, and this is the other one. It's like the inside one, and this is the outside one, or this is the inside one, and this is the outside one, because if you look closely, right, it's doing circles like with the inside of the car, like so, and then this one's doing circles with the outside of the car, like the outside of the car is faced on the inside. Yeah, so you want to do like that, and then, because like it is actually a lot harder to get the stall from just without spinning afterwards. It's just muscle memory. Although, you know, you see Gainer do it like that. He only does it like that to get more flip resets. Like it's harder, trust me. So then it's like when you got your first flip reset, you want to like pretend you're going for another flip reset, like you're setting it up again, and then as soon as you're about to hit the ball, just stall, which is just this, pressing all of the buttons at once, and then you can even press arrow to cancel it out after. Alright, so when you've gotten all of the stuff down and you've practiced it a lot, you should be able to like maybe even add flip resets onto it after with using the flip cancel one, which I have another video about if you're wondering. And yeah, that one's a lot harder though. So for beginners, like when you're flip resetting, also I'd recommend you use a different car than the Fennec, because the Fennec's pretty, well, it's alright, but it's not the best. I'm also gonna leave a training pack in the description, which you should learn with, because the training packs actually help quite a lot. Recommend doing this with like the breakout actually, or the dominoes, because they're a lot more flat. Alright, so that's about it. There's not much else to cover. All I say is that you like practice it, just keep on doing it over and over again. You'll eventually get really good at it, like I promise. It doesn't take that long. Like after you do the basics, like you've pretty much got it down, you can do it pretty much consistently. Anyway, make sure to like and sub, and see you.